Hey, it's Riggs. It's June 8th, 2014. This is the next update on my indoor garden. I do got some pretty big news to share with everyone today, and it'll result in a much different video next week, because it'll be almost like an addition. So anyway, we got here is the aloe plant, and it's still growing quite well. I want to say give it 2 more weeks at least before I even consider trying to transplant it, because it's definitely thriving, but there's a lot of different growth inside of here. It's kind of hard to see, but there's more than one aloe plant in there. As for the rosemary and thyme, they don't seem to have much of a different condition. I've noticed that the rosemary's lost quite a few needles. I'm not sure if that's a good sign or not, because as you can see, they still are very green and vibrant, so it's not a very bad thing. And going to the cilantro, it is growing almost like a weed. It is just growing huge, and no matter how much I try to rotate it, it always seems to lean towards the window. The oregano is doing quite well. It's sprouting out in every single direction. Same difference with the attempts to rotate it as the cilantro upstairs, and it still just goes out in every which direction. As you saw last week, I found my first tomato, and actually it's not just the first. There are several in that same cluster. So here's the current progress of the tomato that we've got going. And as you can see, there's other smaller tomatoes starting to form. It's kind of hard to see on some of these, but there's little tomatoes underneath that are just now starting to form. So that's actually a great sign to see. We got tomatoes starting to show up, and just judging by all the other flowers where they all start from, that means we're going to have a lot more tomatoes. Now going down to here, to the strawberry plant, everything's actually going quite well. I don't have any strawberries to show off this week, but there is the big news about these is I've actually read up on exactly why. All of these are just like, going out into left field and all that stuff. It's just going on forever. And the reason is it's the method of reproduction for the strawberries. Basically, they're trying to clone themselves. So they actually set out and create a new plant. And the one that's over here that actually really likes the tomato plant, it's not so much that it wants it to be around the tomatoes, it wants dirt. So guess where all these guys are going? They're going to have to get some dirt, and I have to rearrange things a bit in order to give them a nicer place to live. Because I don't know if you can see it on some of them, but the one back over here, you can actually see kind of like a little bit of a root system trying to take place. And let me get the camera to focus for you guys. It doesn't want to really focus, I don't know why. But yeah, there we go. Get some light. So yeah, it's trying to form roots. Basically, it wants to create a whole nother strawberry plant, which would mean a larger yield of strawberries. Not sure if it's going to keep on doing that exponentially, but that actually would be kind of a funny thing to have, is a whole apartment full of strawberries. And over to the jalapeno plant, it is actually doing quite well. I did find one aphid on it earlier this week, so that kind of resets the timer. That was on Wednesday, so I'm definitely not moving it back yet until I can make sure that it's completely free of aphids. That's the thing. They're very resilient, but I'm glad that I've noticed that their population has dwindled to that last one, I hope. But it was on the stem this time. It wasn't on a leaf or any of the new growth. So it makes me kind of question if it's climbing up from the soil or not. But we'll see what happens. Anyway, that's all I got for this week. Make it a great day, and DFTBA.